So there's not really too much we can do today. We're gonna get this welded on because we've been putting that off. We still have to get these two brackets cleaned up and welded on here. We have to cut the other side out, clean those up. But then once we're done with those three things, we're done. We can't do anything else until we get the link bars, as far as I know. Tuesday. Today is Saturday, so 3 days. We're expecting by next weekend, the weekend this will be posted, the truck will be sitting on the ground, hopefully. Just to explain this a little better from the last video, we think this is gonna be fine. It is kicked really hard at an angle, like we said, but the truck is really squatted right now, and it's gonna sit down lower than this, more than likely with the axle pushed forward with the link bars. So we think this is gonna be okay. We don't think we're gonna have any problems there, or at least I don't. More than likely, he is gonna get my 10-inch leaf springs just to get it a little bit more level to fix that angle a little better. And another thing I want to explain real quick. We know we're doing this backwards. We know you're supposed to do the link bars first and then take all your measurements for your coilovers. But coilovers take so long to get here right now that he went ahead and ordered these and had these here ready to go. Also, he's talked to a lot of people about what size coilovers they're running, what height their truck's at, all kinds of stuff. So he has a pretty good idea of what size coilovers he needed. We weren't just guessing. But yes, we know this is backwards and this is not the right way to do it. So basically, he knew what rod height he wanted, and we're building the truck off of that and the coilovers, based off a bunch of other builds. All right, it's time to clean this one up. Yep. Think it's gonna work. All right, this side is 100% done. I think that's probably about as good as I'm gonna be able to match those two up. I don't think I can get that any better. Now this side is ready to be tacked on and welded. What he's actually cutting out right now is a brace to weld in here to stiffen these two arms up with a gusset in between them. So as soon as he's done cutting that out, he's gonna weld that in. While he's doing that, I'm gonna start cutting out the pieces for this other side, which I got right here. The high steer will 100% be done today. Hopefully we'll be able to knock out these two. I know this side will be done. And then once that's done, we are literally done. We have nothing else we can do until we get the link bars in the next couple days. And we can start measuring those, cutting those out, welding them together, and put the truck on the ground. Once the truck's on the ground, the only thing we have left to do is put the steering link in. That way we can find the angle of that and we'll be able to put his drag link in at the same degree. Getting closer and closer. Oh yeah. last two are finally done, I think. I'm about to go put them in. Probably still gonna have to tweak them a little bit, but we'll find out. All right, not quite done. The height of them is good and everything. The shapes are good, but the one I'm holding needs to come further back. You can tell it's poked out just a little bit more, so I gotta go trim this back edge a little bit and get it lined up with that one. This one's fine. I'm not touching this one anymore. Okay, finally, he's finishing touching up the high steer, and I finally got this bracket right here to line up with the other one, fit perfectly. The only thing I have to do is grind a little bit of the casing right there and maybe a little bit right here. We'll just have to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that so I can set this in there where it's gonna go, and then I'll move this magnet back on that side. That way he can tack that side up. All right, see that right there is what I was talking about. I had to grind a little bit of the casing down. Now this sits perfectly lined up with that lower bracket. All four of those are done. That hurt. So we finally got these finished up last night. This one actually fits a little bit better than the other side. Same thing with the high steer on the knuckle. Clean it up, quick coat of paint. That's done. Finally putting this thing back together. All right, axle is mostly put together. Now we literally have nothing else to do until we get the link bars. We should be here in the next couple days. Okay, I can't really remember where we left off, right? But we got some more parts. We're ready to keep on going. We actually have a lot more work to do than we thought we did, but hopefully it won't be too bad. We got his link bars in finally, so that's what we're working on today. We got a lot of work to do, leveling out the truck, getting it set to where we can start taking measurements. We have a pretty good idea where rod height's gonna be, so we're going based off that. These boxes are something special for my truck, so that's gonna be in a different video. All right, so first thing we gotta do obviously is we're gonna raise the truck to where rod height's gonna be. We gotta cut the big jack stands down. That way they're short enough to put underneath the front, and we can level the truck based off those. They're really easy to level off of. After we do that, we have to jack up the axle, disconnect the coilovers, and set that on jack stands exactly where it's gonna go, where we want it. And then off that, we can start taking measurements once everything is level. All right. Top coilover and the little Seven and a half. Boom. You better not touch anything under there too hard. How long do you think that took? Hour and a half? 2 hours? Something like that, yeah. We just spent basically the entire morning getting this thing perfectly sat underneath the truck. Every measurement is exactly the same. This thing is as squared as it can possibly be. All right, I had to make a run to go get some more drill bits. That way we can drill these holes out bigger and also drill these out. But she's coming together. We're just about ready to start taking measurements and cutting these bars. All right, axle's officially bolted to the truck. Obviously, these are not done. We still need to weld these, but it's mocked up right now. So once we get those welded up and back in the truck, we got to put in his drop pitman arm, put in the steering bar, and then the drag link, and we're setting it on the ground. We're going to do a little bit today, and I'm going to try to record as much as I can, but my phone's about to die, so I'm trying not to record too much. All 4 bars are welded and back in the truck. Still got to do a little bit of adjustment on the axle, but now it'll be a lot easier to do that off those bars. We'll do that tomorrow.